Today I'm going to talk about a new campaign that the ITF have launched called Tennis, Play and Stay. The objective is to get more people into tennis. Let me give you the background. In 2000, the year 2000, we identified that lifestyles were changing and there was more competition from sport and other leisure pursuits. We set up an Intro to Tennis task force with experts from all around the world in tennis participation to look at ways to introduce tennis more effectively, with a big emphasis on getting children aged 10 and under into our sport. The work of this task force led to the development of the Tennis, Play and Stay campaign. A big part of this campaign is the slower balls, the red, orange and green balls, which make it easier for people to play. Over these years we developed specifications for these balls which make it easy for people to play, and manufacturers are now developing these three types of balls. The primary target of the campaign is coaches of starter players, to make them work more effectively and improve the way they introduce tennis to starter players. But it's also to position our sport, to position tennis as easy, fun and healthy. The slogan of our campaign is Serve, Rally and Score. We want people playing sport. We want them playing tennis. The key messages: tennis is fun if starter players serve, rally and score from the first lesson. We heard the speakers today talk about fun. If kids have fun, they want to do that thing more often. Tennis is easy if coaches use the starter balls, the red, orange and green balls, on smaller courts. We recognized that branding and communication was very important, and we invested a lot of time and resources in developing a logo. And also very strong messages about the positive aspects of tennis. I won't have a chance to go through it today, but one of the things we also did was prove that tennis was a healthy sport. And recently an article was published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine proving that tennis players, when they're playing at recreational level, their heart is working between 140 and 180. All of the materials have been translated into many languages, including Chinese and Arabic. We officially launched the campaign in June 2007 at our annual meeting. It coincided with the launch of a comprehensive website, Tennis, Play and Stay, which has many resources for coaches to use around the world to improve coaching. We also launched a new 3-day tennis course for coaches, which promotes the use of the different balls and simple drills to get people playing the game, and a lot of competition formats. The aim is to ensure that all starter players serve, rally and score from the first lesson, because as we know, young children want to play and do things straight away, like when they use a PlayStation. It means we've got to change the role of the coach. The main role of our coaches has to be to organize players to play the game, to be active, to serve, rally and score, and then give relevant instruction to help people play better. This means we need to use the game-based approach. The tennis lessons become more learner-centered, and our coaches have to do more to be organized and to do what's best for the learner and for the children, not just what's more convenient for the coaches. The courts, the smaller courts, can be set up very easily with throw-down lines. One of the challenges we have is that many people think our sport is a difficult sport. However, we believe that tennis is in fact very easy to play. But of course, like many sports, it's very difficult to play at a high level. Except in exceptional circumstances, we believe our children should be not playing on a full court with a normal ball. And so we've introduced a new program called Tennis Tens. Tennis Tens is the name brand for 10 and under competition played with smaller courts and or slower balls. Why Tennis Tens? Because it doesn't need to be translated. The name is the same in all languages. We changed the rules of tennis this year to allow formal competition using smaller courts and slower balls. And we're considering mandating by 2011 that all tournaments for 10 and under will use these balls. The balls are also important in developing high-performance players, easier to develop good technique, more chance to implement tactical variation. But more important, the kids can play tennis even when the coach is not there, which is very, very important, as we heard some of the speakers say today. Let's have a look at these 8-year-old players playing, using the orange ball, and as you can see, they can implement tactics which you could never do with a normal ball. Tennis competition can be fun, a very important message, and new formats and scoring systems exist so that we can adapt our product, tennis competition, to the needs and lifestyles of the players. And we've developed weblets which help coaches around the world to find the competitions appropriate to the needs of the different players. The success of our campaign to date, over 80 of our main nations have signed up and are actively using our materials to promote play and stay. The red, orange, green balls have been accepted worldwide, and we've delivered the message directly in 18 months to over 40,000 coaches. Some case studies: the US launched their program at Disneyland this year. Martina Navratilova was there. She's the one in the lower picture, by the way. Australia launched at the Australian Open. China translated all the materials and launched at the China Open. And in South America, many of the big nations are promoting play and stay at many of their big events. We believe the project has had a huge impact on tennis. It's improved the way tennis is introduced by many coaches worldwide. It's a unified message with all of our main nations and the big manufacturers behind the message. And we believe we've repositioned our sport as easy, fun, and healthy. Later this month, we're bringing together all of the people in tennis into London for 4 days. We'll be looking at all of the different activities that have been done under Play and Stay, and looking forward to the next 2 or 3 years how we can continue to attract and retain people in tennis. 5 years from now, we believe that all of our coaches will be using these balls with starter players. Tennis 10s will be adopted, and all of young kids under 10 will be playing tennis in a more fun way. Tennis will be viewed as easy to play, and we'll be very good at attracting and retaining people in the game, because we want more people playing sport. We'd like them to play our sport, but we recognize it's very important for the future that people are playing sport, and we hope tennis will be something they can play, not just when they're 10 years old, but for the rest of their life. I want to finish my presentation by showing you a little DVD which illustrates the campaign and shows how we've also got the top players, including Roger Federer and Ana Ivanovic, supporting this campaign. So I'll finish with this little DVD which is 3 minutes long. Thank you. Can we show the DVD?
Global sport played in over 200 nations worldwide. Whilst tennis is growing, lifestyles have changed dramatically, and the sport currently faces challenges in attracting and retaining players. Tennis has reacted to these lifestyle changes by launching a campaign aimed at increasing participation.
Hi, I'm Miley, and I support Tennis Play and Stay.
Tennis Play and Stay aims to ensure that starter players serve, rally and score from the first lesson and experience tennis as easy, fun and healthy. Fundamental to the campaign is ensuring coaches use the slower red, orange and green balls to introduce tennis to starter players. These slower balls give players more time and control, making it easier for them to serve, rally and score.
Serve, rally and score.
The ITF promotes 3 types of slower ball, each with a different speed and bounce height.
Slower balls, smaller court, easy game.
The red ball is 75% slower than a normal ball and perfect for the 36-foot court. The orange ball is 50% slower than a normal ball and great for the 60-foot court. The green ball is 25% slower than a normal ball and excellent for use on the full court. Players can't serve, rally and score on a full court with a normal ball. One of the slower balls is used to ensure that they can. The slower balls last longer than normal balls, and the smaller courts can be set up quickly using throw-down lines.
Slower balls, smaller courts, easy game.
Slower balls, smaller courts means better juniors. The balls allow high-level juniors to develop efficient technique and to implement advanced tactics sooner than they could with a normal ball on a full court. All players aged 10 and under should play tennis using slower balls on smaller courts.
Slower, red, orange and green balls give players more time and control so you can develop your skills.
Adults play tennis fast. Introducing tennis to adults using the slower balls ensures a much more active and enjoyable first experience, with them playing the game sooner, whilst also adding a great workout. What about technique? Organising starter players to play the game should be the main objective of the coach, but teaching technique remains important. Once the coaches have given the players a taste of playing the game, they can then give relevant instruction to help the players to serve, rally and score more effectively. Competition drives the sport, and the Play and Stay campaign promotes competition using the slower balls in combination with many user-friendly formats and scoring systems adapted for starter players.
Check out tennisplayandstay.com.
Tennis Play and Stay is supported by a comprehensive website, a one-stop shop for starter tennis that helps coaches worldwide in working with starter players. Tennis Play and Stay has the full support of the major nations, the tennis industry and the top professional players. With the backing of coaches worldwide, Tennis Play and Stay can dramatically improve the way starter players are introduced to the game by using slower balls, smaller courts and user-friendly competition formats. Tennis can become one of the best sports at attracting and retaining adults and juniors. Tennis Play and Stay.
Serve, rally, and score.
Thank you very much for your attention. I'm happy to answer any questions.